Imagine a place where time stands still, where life refuses to end. Tucked deep within a remote corner of the world is a forest untouched by modern civilization. Maps mark nothing here. Satellites show only endless green, but locals speak of it in hushed tones, a place cursed or perhaps blessed, depending on who you ask. In this forest, animals do not die. Not from hunger, not from age, not even from wounds that should be fatal. Some call it the immortal forest. Others refuse to name it at all, fearing that even speaking of it might invite its curse. Scientists dismissed these stories as folklore until undeniable evidence emerged. Welcome to the forest where death itself is a stranger. The legend of this forest didn't start in modern times. For generations, local tribes spoke of animals that could not be hunted, creatures that healed overnight, and footsteps heard in the dark that never aged or died. But it wasn't until 1998, when a group of European biologists accidentally stumbled upon this hidden ecosystem, that the myth became a mystery. Their report was simple yet shocking. They found animals with no visible signs of aging, some bearing scars that healed in hours, others showing complete resistance to disease. What began as a scientific expedition soon turned into a desperate search for answers. But the deeper they explored, the stranger things became. What scientists observed inside this mysterious forest defied everything they knew about biology. Injured animals recovered within hours. Wolves with fresh bite wounds were seen the next day running as if untouched. A bird, struck by a falling branch, was recorded flying again the very next morning. Even stranger, predators and prey often moved together without fear. Deer grazed beside wolves. Snakes slithered past rodents without attack. It seemed as if the natural instinct to hunt had dulled, or been replaced by something unknown. Time itself felt distorted. Observers noted animals acting calm, almost aware of the humans watching them, as if they understood their invincibility. When the first scientific teams arrived, they came armed with advanced equipment, determined to solve the mystery. Biologists took blood samples. Ecologists measured the soil, air, and water. Botanists studied the plants for rare compounds. Every possible variable was tested. Yet, all results returned normal. The animals showed no genetic mutations. The air contained no unusual chemicals. Even the water appeared ordinary. Scientists were forced to admit what they feared. Nothing in the data explained what they were witnessing. The forest wasn't just resisting explanation. It was erasing evidence of its own secret. With no clear scientific answers, theories began to spread. Some researchers suggested that unique plant compounds, possibly airborne, could be slowing the aging process. Others believed strange electromagnetic fields deep underground might be influencing biology itself. A more radical idea proposed that the forest functions like a single living organism, its trees, plants, and soil working together to sustain every creature inside. But local shamans offered a different explanation. They claimed an ancient spirit guards the forest, granting life to those it chooses. Whether science or legend holds the truth, one fact remains: something in this forest is rewriting the rules of life itself. While scientists searched for logical explanations, darker stories began to emerge. Locals spoke of strange lights floating between the trees at night, lights that moved as if they were alive. Some claimed to hear voices whispering their names from deep within the woods, drawing them further inside. Even experienced explorers reported sudden feelings of confusion and dread, as if something unseen was watching them. Shamans warned that the forest is not just alive, but aware. They believe an ancient force older than humanity lives here, protecting its creatures and punishing those who try to steal its secrets. In this place, science and myth blur, and reality itself seems fragile. As curiosity grew, researchers attempted to remove animals from the forest for further study. Cages were set, drones were used, and creatures were carefully transported out. But every attempt failed in the same eerie way. Within hours of leaving the forest's boundaries, the animals would either die mysteriously or begin to rapidly deteriorate. One wolf, healthy and strong when captured, was found lifeless just 2 miles outside the tree line, its body showing signs of sudden organ failure, yet no medical cause. It became clear: the forest does not allow its life to be taken. Some began to believe the animals were not just surviving in the forest, they were bound to it. In desperation, scientists turned to cellular analysis, hoping microscopic evidence might reveal answers. What they found only deepened the mystery. Under the microscope, the animals' cells showed no signs of aging. The usual wear and tear seen in normal organisms, cell damage, shortened telomeres, and mutations, was completely absent. Even more alarming, their cells seemed to regenerate endlessly, dividing perfectly each time. Some researchers described the process as biological immortality. But how was this possible? No known chemical, no environmental factor, and no genetic mutation could account for such flawless, endless regeneration. It was as if something within the forest had rewritten the basic blueprint of life. But not only the animals were affected. People who stayed too long in the forest reported strange changes within themselves. Some spoke of hearing voices, gentle whispers that grew louder each day, urging them to remain. Others described a feeling of peace so intense it felt unnatural, as if the forest itself was wrapping around their minds. Days passed like hours. Weeks felt like moments. Explorers who returned after long stays often couldn't explain why they had stayed so long, or even remember large parts of their time inside. Those who didn't return at all are said to still be wandering the trees, forever lost in a forest that refuses to let them go. Today, the mystery of the forest remains unsolved. Scientists, explorers, and local elders agree on only one fact: something in those trees defies the natural world. Whether it is a biological anomaly, an ancient energy, or something even stranger, no one can say for certain. But one truth endures: the animals within this forest do not die. And perhaps, neither do the people who vanish inside. The deeper question is not how the forest grants life, but why. And until someone uncovers its true secret, this forgotten corner of the earth will remain a place where nature itself hides its most impossible miracle. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for more videos.